really quick before we get into this video, I'm going to be doing a live stream Q&A next Friday on the channel. So just in case you're not able to make it and catch it live to ask a question, leave me a comment down below in this video and I'll make sure and answer it in next week's live stream Q&A. It's really fun to chat with everyone one-on-one, so I think from here on out I'll be doing the AMAs live once a month. A few months ago, most of you probably remember, I announced that I was quitting my job and I was going to go full-time into freelance video production, the YouTube channel, and a new cat photography business I'd started. It has been a challenging but rewarding few months. I thought it would be fun just to sit down and kind of update you guys with some of the troubles I've had, some of the good things that have happened, and just kind of fill you in on what I've been up to. So transitioning and working from home, I didn't really gain as much as I had hoped in terms of time. I've been able to be a little bit more focused from task to task, so I'm not being interrupted by customers coming into the store, things like that. But working from home has its own set of obstacles and challenges and distractions. So these past few months, I've been really working on that. Having Wolfie at home, he's always yelling to play or eat. My wife also has a intermittent schedule. She's a hairstylist, so she's in and out quite a bit. And just for me personally, if everyone's home having a good time, it's kind of tough sometimes to shut myself out of my regular house living and get work done when I need to. So I've been working on that quite a bit these past few months. I think it's definitely gotten better from the first month or two when I started doing this. I haven't done as much to the studio as I would have hoped, just to be honest, to save money. I haven't had the extra cash to throw into things that aren't 100% necessary right now. That's why I haven't really done a studio tour or an apartment tour quite yet. I've put up some soundproofing stuff in here, but essentially this desk is the only thing I really have in my office right now. So eventually I'd like to get some stuff to hang up back here, finish soundproofing the room, maybe put some other things in for other sets for the YouTube channel, things like that. But as of right now, mainly just this desk, and yeah, so that's all you guys have seen. As soon as I'm able to, I'll probably do a tour. It's just, I don't have anything interesting to show right now. So overall, I've definitely gained a little bit of time, but it hasn't nearly been as much as I thought or expected or hoped it would, but that is okay. There is definitely a level of freedom that comes along with working for yourself that has been very great. It's tough to really explain for me, but being your own boss and kind of having that complete control over your own destiny makes the work that much harder, but it also is that much more rewarding. So that's been good. So on the video end of things, I worked with some comedians shooting comedy shows. I've also worked with a couple of nonprofit organizations and creating videos for them. I got a job doing event photography for iHeartRadio. The jobs have been relatively steady, and I'm happy to say that I actually have a few clients booked out for the next few months. So getting things started off, I've been really fighting for each client that I'm getting, and it feels good that some of my work, trying to pitch my services and sell myself has panned out. The only downside with all of this is the main way I've been able to get all of this work, I've been doing a lot of free work for charities. I've been doing a lot of really cheap work for people. So I've been working steadily, but I haven't really been getting paid steadily. So that's increasingly becoming something I need to work on and change and update. It's just tough when I'm getting started off. You need to have a good showcase reel to show what you're capable of and what you've done in the past, and people are a lot less willing to pay the big bucks for video jobs unless you have a little bit more under your belt. So I've been kind of underselling myself just to gain that experience and exposure. And I think finally now, after these few months of doing these really cheap, underpaying jobs, I'm finally going to start transitioning into things that are maybe a little bit less frequent, but are able to pay more, which should in turn free up more time for me. And that'll end up being just an immense help to my schedule, because with all of this video work that I haven't been getting paid a ton, it's been really eating into my time for my other businesses, because I feel like I haven't had nearly as much time to dedicate to the YouTube channel in these past few months as I would have liked, and I haven't had as much time to dedicate to my cat photography businesses. But we'll get more into the cat stuff later. So I'm hoping to continue to grow my network out here and continue to be able to leverage my experiences into higher paying work. So that's kind of the gist of the video work I've been doing outside of YouTube. And on the YouTube front, overall things have been going pretty well, I think. I haven't had nearly as much time or creative energy and attention to put into things as I would have liked. I have a lot of really big ideas for these big projects I want to be working on, kind of more mini documentary sort of stuff, like the video I put out last week, except even more substantial than that. I have some other videos that I've just been meaning to make. A lot of these bigger projects and kind of dreams and goals I have for the channel are going to require my full-time attention, and that's just something financially I'm not able to do right now. I was hoping I had a really big surge over the New Year's. Usually around that time I really see a big jump in views and subscribers, and so I was able to ride that a bit, but we're kind of in that slower part of the year for YouTube. YouTube is actually somewhat seasonal, like a lot of other industries. Going into the slower season here, the little bit of income I do get from the channel can fluctuate so dramatically. With trying to pay my bills, with doing all this video work, it's really forced me to kind of move my attention and time where the money is, or at least my best guess for where I think the money will be. So I've had to kind of step back and pause some of the bigger video projects for YouTube that I've wanted to work on, just because I can't take 4 or 5 days out of my week to fully dive into a YouTube video, because I need to pay the bills and eat and do all that stuff. So I've been a little disappointed that I haven't been able to dedicate more time. I've done a few things to try and help increase the income around here and do some other cool stuff for all of you. It hasn't panned out quite like I had hoped. Most of you know I signed up for Patreon a few months back, so I started doing weekly live streams on Patreon and kind of offering a few other perks for people that do want to help support what I do here and support the channel. We've got a few members there. I'm really hoping that can continue to grow, just because the more income, I don't mean to sound greedy, but the more income I'm able to get from YouTube, the less stressed I'm going to be about trying to make money elsewhere, because my number one priority, to be honest, would be to just create for all of you full time. That's kind of my long-term goals and dreams here. I like doing the video production work outside of YouTube, but long-term goals, I would like to be working full-time on this and paying the bills with this, and taking on projects here and there, a handful every year. So I've got a few people on the Patreon page right now that's been so helpful. If any of you do want to help me pay the bills and get access to, kind of weekly live streams and see the videos on the YouTube channel early and some other things, definitely check out the Patreon page if you haven't signed up already. Links are always in the description. It would really mean the world to me, and if you wanted to check it out, and especially if you wanted to sign up. So YouTube has been going well. People seem to be generally receptive to the changes we've made here the last few months. I've been pretty happy with most of the videos that we've put out this year, and it seems like you guys are all really liking them too. So that's been really cool. I hope to just continue to develop that further, and just upping the production, and I have some really interesting, cool ideas that I really want to execute on the second I have the time. So that's kind of how things have been going on the YouTube front. Still growing a little bit slower than I'd hoped, but I'm hoping over time this will continue to overtake my income so I can fully do this. That's kind of my goal over the next year or two. So that's kind of video work, the YouTube work, and kind of the third chunk of the work I've been doing is my cat photography business. I announced it to all of you a few months back. I started a cat portrait photography business called Candid Kitten. Essentially, it was in-home portraits for cats. There are a lot of pet photographers, especially in Portland. It's a very animal-friendly town. And there's a lot of like dog-only photographers, so I thought it would be cool to do cats. I had, when we got Wolfie, I started his Instagram account and just had a lot of fun with that. And I thought maybe I could make a business around that and kind of going to people's homes, taking photos of their cats. So that business has been really good and really bad simultaneously. I've had very little interest in client session work, which is fine. I haven't put in a lot of time in advertising or marketing either, just because, like I said, I've been spread out between all of these other things I have going on. So I've kind of let a lot of that sit on the back burner on the marketing front for that. So I haven't had a ton of interest doing cat portrait sessions, but a lot of things have grown and have been successful on kind of the cat business end of things. So Wolfie's Instagram account has grown significantly. He's officially surpassed me in followers. He's getting close to 30,000 followers on Instagram, which has been really cool. So Wolfie's Instagram is finally starting to actually bring in some income, which is super cool. And then also about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, I signed Wolfie up for TikTok. Which TikTok, if those of you that aren't aware, it's similar to Musical.ly, if you're familiar with that, or Vine. It's kind of the newer version of those. So Wolfie has been doing very well on TikTok in addition to his Instagram. In just under 2 weeks, he has 500,000 views and I think something like 6,000 followers now on TikTok. So that's been super cool. So I plan on continuing to grow Wolfie's brand, as funny as that sounds. And I'm hoping over time that's gonna continue to grow and potentially bring in more income. Even though I haven't been doing a ton of paid work for the cat photography business, I've been doing a bunch of volunteer and charity work, which has been obviously not paying the bills, but it's been super fun and rewarding, and it has been helping kind of grow the brand of the cat photography stuff. So I've been volunteering, taking photos of foster cats for a few different local organizations. It's been super rewarding, super fun, and honestly, like, I haven't even really cared that I haven't been getting paid. It's just been a ton of fun to be able to help out these foster organizations. But the other good thing, even though I haven't gotten direct paid work, because I have all of that set up and because of the volunteer work I've been doing, I've actually been able to land a handful of video jobs for animal shelters and foster agencies. So the businesses have kind of started to blend together a bit, which has been really cool because I've been approaching these organizations saying, I do video production work. I also am a cat photographer. Your cat foster business is the perfect fit for me. They see that too. So it's been fun and has actually led to some video jobs. So haven't had the in-home portrait sessions like I originally intended, but the online brand has grown pretty significantly. And I plan to kind of open up a store, and I would like to start a YouTube channel for that, but that's more long-term stuff when I have the time. So it hasn't led to any direct sales, but it's landed me video jobs, and it's just been growing Wolfie's brand and just my overall online brand for Candid Kitten. So I'm fully aware of how convoluted this explanation of what I've been doing has gotten. Hopefully I can make some sense of it in the edit. But yeah, it's just been a crazy few months. As scattered as that explanation was, that is a pretty accurate representation of the last few months for me. I've been really happy with what I've been doing, but I do need to make some more significant actions into making more money on the short term. A lot of the work I'm doing is kind of long game stuff. Eventually, everything's working and eventually it will be paying more. But I do need to pay the bills on the short term. So that's kind of what I've had going on these past few months. Dove in head first. I've been figuring it out. It's been going a little bit slower than planned. It feels like it's only been 2 months and not 6 months. But yeah, things are working and things are going well. Just need to keep at it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to head out now. It's Thursday morning, so I have my Patreon live stream in a few minutes here. I'm going to jump over and do that. But make sure to check out the Patreon page if you do want to help me get a little bit less stressed and help pay my bills, help support the channel here if you do like what I've been doing. I'd greatly appreciate it. More now more than ever. But thank you all so much for watching. I'll talk to you next week. Have a good one.